Welcome back to the Mouse Gun Guy. Today we're going to take a look at a French gun. This is a MAB Model A. The MAB Model A first appeared in 1925 and was made until 1964. Now that's a long run for a pistol, so you can imagine that it went through many upgrades and variations. This is the MAB Model A Type 2 third variant. And if you want to know more about all the different models, I'll put a link to an excellent article that explains all of that in detail. But we're just going to get a quick overview of the MAB Model A here. MAB stands for Manufacturer Arms de Bayonne, and I know I butchered the French, but anyway, the SGCG stands for not government guaranteed. So anyway, that's some of the things that'll be explained in the article. This gun is modeled after the FN 1906. You can see definite similarities. It's one of the better made guns, their models. Most of the copies of the FN 1906, Colt 1908 leave off the grip safety to save money, because they could only compete on price then. But this is one of the better made ones. It has the grip safety, and this is a beautiful firearm. The nickel finish appeared in 1929 at first. This is a late serial number. This is 224284, made in France right there. So probably this one was made for export. And the high serial number, this is one of the last ones made. And it's the Type 3 variant. It has a squared off safety instead of a rounded safety. It has the grooves on the front of the trigger. And the way the MAB here is on the grips, it doesn't have any dots in between. So some of the indicators of the third variant of the Type 2. It's a 6-round mag, heel release. It has the safety. You can see it's been moved from the back of the frame like the 1906 to just above the trigger here. And it has the notches. There's your safety notch, and that's a striker fired gun. And this is your takedown notch, the second notch. If you lock it there, you can spin the barrel about a third turn, and the slide will come forward. The barrel will drop out the bottom of the slide. For me, this is one of the guns that's easy to disassemble and a nightmare to reassemble. And by the time I get it figured out, it's not too hard anymore. But then I've only disassembled this a couple of times, and both times I've had to go through the learning process of how to reassemble it. Right back here that you can see, this is just a cup that holds a pin that goes inside the firing pin spring. And that firing pin spring goes inside the firing pin here, and it's held in place by a little notch. Now when you pull that slide off, this thing is like a mousetrap that's ready to go off. And I've spent more time than I want chasing parts across the room, crawling around on all fours. So anyway, it's a trick to it, and I'm sure if you had one and shot it and took it apart a lot to clean it, that you would get good at it. But I am not. So this is a seems to be well-made firearm. It's a beautiful firearm. The writing, the inscriptions on it are almost gone. It makes me think this was possibly re-nickeled, but I'm not sure why. These are not held in really high regard by collectors, and for someone to go to that expense would be curious for me. But this is nevertheless the MAB Model A in 6.35 millimeter, and it's a beautiful gun, and I'm happy to have it in my collection.